Hello class, good afternoon all. We are going to start the next topic of chapter 5, BSc class 12. We have already started chapter 5, that is organizing. As we all know, management have 5 functions. The very first function of management is planning, then organizing, then staffing, then directing, and then controlling. We have already covered the very first function of management, that was planning, and we have started second function of management in chapter 5, that is organizing. In this chapter, we had covered the meaning of organizing, the process of organizing, importance of organizing, and the types of organization structure. Right. Now, in this video, we'll cover the types of organization, right, given in a syllabus. If I talk about relationship, on the basis of relationship, an organization may be divided into two broad categories. Please mind the difference. In the earlier lecture, we have covered types of organization structure. But in this video, we will cover type of organization, right? There are basically two broad categories of organization, that is formal organization and informal organization. Formal organization refers to the organization which is deliberately created, right? Formal organization is designed by the management to accomplish the particular task, and it is deliberately created. As you see in your classroom, the commerce section is the kind of a formal organization, right? Because it has been deliberately created. You all have to take the accountancy class, all have to attend the BST class. So this is a kind of formal relationship which is deliberately created among all the students in class 12 commerce, right? Relationship between all the student of class 12 commerce is a kind of formal relationship, or it has been deliberately created by the management, right? So formal organization, may what happens, position, responsibilities, authority, accountability of each level is clearly and explicitly defined. When you talk about an organization, अगर organization formal है, formal organization की अगर मैं बात करूँ, तो it would be decided in advance who will be the superior and who will be the subordinate, right? Who have to report to whom and who have to give responsibility to whom, right? Come to the next point, that is the feature of formal organization. The very first feature of the formal organization is that it has well defined superior subordinate relationship. Superior subordinate relationship होता है, well defined होता है, because it is deliberately created, right? All the job positions and the nature of the relationship among the employees are clearly defined, and they know to whom they have to report, right? The second feature of the formal organization is that there are rules and procedures to attain the objectives, right? Because to run the formal organization, rules are very necessary, and all the people working in a formal organization have to follow the rules laid by the organization, right? So the second feature of the formal organization is that there are rules and procedures. The third feature of the formal organization is that it has been deliberately created. Right, it has been deliberately created by whom? By the top management for the smooth functioning of the organization. Nobody wants to create it, but it has to be created if the organization have to achieve their goals. And the fourth feature of the formal organization is that coordination among the department is very possible. Coordination can be possible because the the work which is expected from the department, for every department, is has been fixed already. Formal organization coordinates and integrates the efforts of the various departments. So coordination becomes very possible in case of formal organization. There is no ambiguity. Everybody know what they're expected to do, right? And the last feature of the formal organization is that they give importance to work rather than individual. There is no place for interpersonal relationship, right? In formal organization, people have to focus on their work. If two person working in a formal organization don't like each other, but they have to coordinate with each other, because the relationship between them has been deliberately created by the top level of management to accomplish the goal of the organization. So the formal organization gives much emphasis to the work rather than the individuals and the interpersonal relationship among the employees. Now come to the next topic, that is the advantages of the formal organization. The very first advantage is that, as we know, the mutual relationship is clearly defined, right? And responsibilities have been fixed, right? क्योंकि relationship defined, everybody know कि who is the superior, who is the subordinate, right? I know I have to report to whom, and if I'm the superior, I know for to whom I have to allot the responsibilities and authorities. So responsibility can be fixed very easily in formal organization because there is no ambiguity, there is no duplication of work, right? Because everything has been planned in an efficient manner and it has been allotted to the employees. So there is no duplication of work. And the third advantage of the formal organization is that there is unity of command. How there is unity of command? Because formal organizations makes more use of the official channel of command and communication. क्योंकि यहाँ पे unofficial कुछ भी नहीं होता है. Everything has been planned. Everything is official, right? So तो official channel of communication होता है जिसकी वजह से unity of command होता है. Nobody get unity of command is a principle, right? तो फ्योल ने दिया था unity of command principle क्या था कि every person should get order from only one boss और formal organization में वो होता है. Then it ensures the accomplishment of goal efficiently and effectively because it provides framework for operation to be performed and the clarity of roles in the mind of the employees are already there. So it ensures के goals जो हैं on time accomplish हो जाएंगी. And the last advantage of the formal organization is that it gives stability to the organization. How it gives stability to the organization? Because the employees are guided. They are aware about the rules and regulations under which they have to operate, right? So the formal organization provides stability to the organization as behavior of employees can be fairly predicted since there are specific rules to guide the behavior of the employees. So there is an stability to the organization due to the formal organization. Now definitely every coin have two aspects. So if there are advantages, there would be certain disadvantages also. Now come to the disadvantages of the formal organization. The very first disadvantage of the formal organization is that it creates delay. How it creates delay? It causes delay in action because as we know there is official chain of communication, official chain of command to be followed in a formal organization. So the formal communication may lead to delay in decision making and delay in action, right? So procedural delay is a very common in formal organization. The second disadvantage of the formal organization is that there is no creativity from the lower level because हमारा जॉब क्राइटेरिया, हमारा जॉब रोल हैज बीन फिक्स्ड कि हमें ये जॉब एक्सपेक्टेड है, हमसे हमें ये काम करना है. इफ वी हैव समथिंग क्रिएटिव विद अस जो हमारे जॉब रोल से परव्यू से बाहर जा रहा है तो हम वहाँ पे क्या करते हैं, विल नॉट कन्वे टू अवर सुपीरियर. हम सिर्फ उतना काम करेंगे जितना हमें अलॉट किया गया है. सो हम अपनी क्रिएटिविटी को अपने तक ही रखते हैं, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे इनिशिएटिव की भी कमी हम इसे बोल सकते हैं कि देयर इज लैक ऑफ इनिशिएटिव, राइट, इन केस ऑफ फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. नेक्स्ट disadvantage of the formal organization is that it gives more emphasis to the structure and work, right? It does not give emphasis to the employees. It does not give emphasis to the emotions of the employees. It does not give emphasis to the interpersonal relations and human needs. Sole focus or sole importance is given to the structure, the organizational structure and the work to be performed by the employees in case of formal organization. So these were the disadvantages of the formal organization. Now informal organization, come to the next point. Next type of organization is informal organization. I told you earlier that there are two types of organization. Formal organization, which we have covered. Now come to the next type of organization, that is informal organization. What is informal organization? As we know, in every organization people often cut across the official channels and form their own informal social groups. For suppose we have three sections in our school in class 11, right? Commerce section, humanities section and science section. Commerce का जो section has, we can consider it as a formal organization, but कॉमर्स के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके फ्रेंड्स साइंस में भी होते हैं, उनके फ्रेंड्स ह्यूमैनिटीज में भी होते हैं. सो रिसर्च में क्या होता है, वो लोग आपस में बैठ के बातें करते हैं, दे ईट देयर लंच टुगेदर, राइट. तो उस टाइम पे क्या होता है कि वो जो उनका सोशल ग्रुप होता है ना, वो काइंड ऑफ इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होता है. इस टाइप का जो इनफॉर्मल ग्रुप हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में क्रिएट हो जाता है उसे इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बोला जाता है, ठीक है, और ये क्यों क्रिएट होता है? इट इज नॉट डेलिबरेटली क्रिएटेड, नोबडी हैज क्रिएटेड इट डेलिबरेटली, राइट? इट इज क्रिएटेड आउट ऑफ द सेम चॉइसेस, सेम परसेप्शंस, राइट? हमारी एक जैसी चॉइसेस होती हैं, तो उसकी वजह से इस तरीके के ग्रुप जो होते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में क्रिएट हो जाते हैं. Now come to the feature of the informal organization. The very first reason of the origin of the informal organization is that it originates due to the personal interaction, right? And as we know, it is originating due to the personal interaction, so there is no official rule and regulations, right? There is no channel of communication or no specific direct channel of command and channel of communication, right? An independent channel of communication, राइट? इंफॉर्मेशन कहीं से भी आ सकती है, किसी को भी मिल सकती है, कोई इसका जो पाथ है वो प्री डिफाइंड नहीं होता है, राइट? जैसे ऑफिशियल में होता है कि कोई ऑर्डर अगर आना है तो वो हमारे सीईओ से स्टार्ट होगा, फिर मैनेजर तक आएगा, फिर असिस्टेंट मैनेजर तक आएगा, उसके बाद फिर सो ऑन चलता चल जाएगा. इस तरीके से हमारा फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अ चैनल ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन इज प्री डिफाइंड, बट इन केस ऑफ इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन देयर इज नो चैनल ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन, एवरीथिंग इज सो इंडिपेंडेंट, right? It emerges spontaneously. Spontaneously means it is not deliberately created by the top level management. It just creates with the employees who have common interest, right? And there is no definite structure of the informal organization. जो फ्रेंडशिप ग्रुप होता है उसका कुछ स्ट्रक्चर नहीं होता है कि इतने स्टूडेंट होंगे या इस लेवल वाले स्टूडेंट होंगे. देयर इज नो स्ट्रक्चर, right? It is a complex network of the social relationship. That's it. This is a kind of a social relationship which we maintain. Now come to the next topic, that is the advantages of the informal organization. The very first advantage of the informal organization is that the communication is very speedy. There's very fast communication. Why there is so fast communication? Because the channels of communication in informal organization is independent, right? There is no prescribed channel of official channel, so it leads to the faster spread of the information as well as quick feedback. राइट? कोई ऊपर से ऑर्डर आता है, उसके बाद रिसर्च हो जाती है, तो उसके बाद एवरीबडी डिस्कस इट विद एवरीवन, राइट? फीडबैक भी आपको तुरंत मिल जाता है वेदर दे आर एक्सेप्टिंग दैट ऑर्डर और दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू एक्सेप्ट दैट ऑर्डर, इस तरीके से. The second advantage of the informal organization is that it satisfies the social needs and gives job satisfaction and creates sense of belongingness. It fulfills basic our social needs because every human being must have human needs. They want to socialize, right? So if I am socially satisfied, then it will also give me job satisfaction because जॉब में मेरा इससे एफिशिएंसी बढ़ेगा और मेरे अंदर एक सेंस ऑफ बिलोंगिंगनेस आएगा, राइट? तो हमारी सोशल नीड्स को सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज वेरी नेसेसरी. उसके बाद लास्ट में आता है सपोर्ट्स द formal organization, or we can also say informal organization also contribute to achieve the organizational objectives. How? Because there are certain inadequacies in formal organization. We have studied कि there are certain disadvantages of the formal organization. उन inadequacies को, उन जो हमारे hurdles हैं, उनको compensate करने के लिए informal organization हमारी help करता है. तो definite सी बात है, अगर formal organization का goal organization के goal को achieve करना है, तो informal organization उसकी help कर रहा है. तो कहीं ना कहीं informal organization supports formal organization. These were the advantages of the informal organization. Now come to the next topic, that is the disadvantage of the informal organization. The very first disadvantage is that, as we know, there is no channel of communication. There is no official channel of communication. So there will be false news or rumors can be spread very easily. क्योंकि origin ही नहीं पता होता है और rumor कहाँ से आया हमें ये भी नहीं पता लग पाता है. And delay in growth opposing top management plans. इससे क्या होता है ना कि जो हमारे इनफॉर्मल ग्रुप्स बने होते हैं वो रेजिस्टेंट टू चेंज हो जाते हैं. द मैनेजमेंट मे नॉट बी सक्सेसफुल इन इम्प्लीमेंटिंग चेंजेस इन द फॉर्मल और इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अपोजेस देम. जो इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का ग्रुप होता है वो बहुत ज़्यादा एक टाइम पे बहुत पावरफुल हो जाता है, और अगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में मैनेजमेंट कोई चेंज लाना चाहती है तो उसको मिलके अपोज करने लगता है अनऑफिशियल तरीके से, राइट? इससे क्या होता है, डिसरप्शन आता है, डिले आता है काम में, ठीक है, और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को सफर करना पड़ता है. नेक्स्ट and last, harmful to the formal organization. इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अगर एडवांटेजेस है फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, तो कहीं ना कहीं ये हमारे फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए हार्मफुल भी होता है. राइट। क्योंकि जब आप इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का पार्ट बन जाते हैं, जब आपका आपके ऑफिस में कोई फ्रेंडशिप ग्रुप हो जाता है या फिर आपका कोई सोशल ग्रुप क्रिएट हो जाता है जिसमें आप दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट वाले बंदों के साथ आपकी दोस्ती हो जाती है, आप उनके साथ बैठने उठने लगते हैं, तो आपका फोकस अपने काम पे कम हो जाता है, राइट। तो इस इनफॉर्मल ग्रुप की वजह से आपका जो फॉर्मल ग्रुप है वो हैम्पर्ड हो जाता है। आप अपने डिपार्टमेंट में कम ध्यान देने लगते हैं, उसके डिपार्टमेंट में ज्यादा ध्यान देने लगते हैं, या आप उसके डिपार्टमेंट में जाके ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करने लगते हैं, तो आपका अपने काम से फोकस हट जाता है। तो वी कैन से कि इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज बेनिफिटेड फॉर फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एट द सेम पॉइंट इट कैन बी हार्मफुल फॉर द फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एज वेल, राइट। Come to the last topic of this video, that is what is the difference between the formal and informal organization. There are so many points of differences. We can take one by one. The formation. As we know, formal organization is deliberately created and informal organization is automatic. It can be created spontaneously. There is no deliberation from the top level to create the informal organization. Purpose of the formal organization is to fulfill the objectives of the organization, and informal organization किस लिए बनाए जाते हैं? To satisfy the social needs. Structure is very well defined in formal organization, but there is no structure in informal organization because it is not deliberately created. Behavior. Behavior is in a prescribed pattern in formal organization, but in case of informal organization, this is mutual consent. If I would like to talk with someone, I would talk, otherwise I would not. But in case of formal organization, if I don't like that person, but he is my manager, so I would have to cooperate with him because the relationship between manager and me has been deliberately created, right? This is official and we cannot deny for that. Then communication, on the basis of communication, as we know कि formal organization prescribed channel of communication official lines होती हैं, but informal में क्या होता है, अपनी convenience के हिसाब से हम बातचीत करते हैं। लीडरशिप, फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जो लीडरशिप होती है वो मैनेजर्स करते हैं, मैनेजर लीड करते हैं पूरी टीम को। बट इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में हमारे क्या होता है, इनफॉर्मल जो ग्रुप्स होते हैं हमारे कौन होता है, जिसको सारे मेंबर्स पसंद करते हैं या जिसको सारे मेंबर्स समझते हैं ये ज्यादा दिमागदार है, उसी की चलती है। स्टेबिलिटी की अगर मैं बात करूं तो फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में बहुत ज्यादा स्टेबिलिटी होती है बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज गाइडेड बाय द रूल एंड रेगुलेशन, बट देयर इज नो रूल एंड रेगुलेशन इन इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और उसकी स्टेबिलिटी बहुत कम होती है। 2 लोग या 3 लोगों का ग्रुप है, 2 लोगों की बनी नहीं आपस में, तो ग्रुप खत्म हो जाता है, राइट। इफ आई टॉक अबाउट फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, formal organization is very rigid, there is no flexibility because it has been deliberately created, and informal organization is highly flexible। 2 लोग अगर साथ में क्लासरूम में बैठते हैं, दोनों की आपस में बनी नहीं, किसी बात पे डिस्प्यूट हो गया, वो कल किसी और के साथ बैठ जाएगा। सो देयर इज highly chances of flexibility, right? Rules are very strict in formal organization and there are no strict rules in informal organization. In social group there are no rules. If I don't like you, I would not talk to you, I would not be your friend, right? तो ये बहुत ही मतलब spontaneous है, it is up to me only, this is very voluntary। ये मेरा मन है तो I would be part of that social group which is existing in my office। If I don't like, I would not be part। this is, there is no deliberation on me, there is no force on me। ओके, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट इंडिपेंडेंस, फॉर्मल ग्रुप जो होता है आपका इंडिपेंडेंट होता है बिकॉज इट इज क्रिएटेड बाय द ऑफिशियल अथॉरिटीज, और इनफॉर्मल ग्रुप होता है डिपेंड्स ऑन द फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, राइट। सो वी आर डन विद द टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन in this video। 2 types of organization was there, formal and informal organization, which we have covered in this video। Thank you।